Okay, so I promised you a director's cut, and here it is. Let's watch the first 30 shorts that I made and rip them apart as best we can, okay? Hopefully my mistakes won't be your mistakes. Let's dive right in. Yeah, I remember this one. So yeah, this one I made through Canva, and a lot of people gave me a lot of compliments about it looking professional and looking good. Like, I put the little video of myself in there. I just wung it. I was just toying around with the idea of putting shorts up on my YouTube channel because it was kind of a novel thing, and why not? But the truth is, this is not like my style. I honed in on my style through experimentation, but this one was definitely the trial that I put up, and it's up. But I'm not going to make them like this anymore. I'm not going to go through the trouble of making shorts on Canva every single time I want to release something. And it's fluffy. It doesn't really do anything, right? It's like, it's a quick little advertisement for me, which is effective, I guess, if you want to run an ad, but it's not my style. It's not like demonstrative of what I do. It's more like an advertisement of my name. So this was entertaining to do, and I learned a lot about Canva, specifically Reels on Canva and how to edit them, which is useful information, but I'm not going to be doing that a whole lot. So lesson learned, but not for me. Moving on.
Will this effect revolutionize filmmaking as we know it? Who knows?
I'm such a goof. What am I doing here?
Find out.
Okay, so for that one, I definitely was like toying with the effects and learning about what filters they have on shorts. I regret nothing. I regret nothing about doing that one. It's very silly and it's very me, and I do not apologize. I like the who knows pun, and then I put it on my nose. I don't have that much to say about this one. I was just kind of testing it out. And honestly, I was looking at it, I was testing it through the Filmmaker lens in terms of, no pun intended, in terms of figuring out what the app can do for me, specifically using it as a filmmaking tool. And so these first 30 shorts, all of them, actually, all of these first 30 shorts are just filters, like me toying around with the filters. And towards the end, I was actually chomping at the bit to create something now that I had amassed all this knowledge. But I was basically just figuring out the app. And with this one, I figured out the kaleidoscope, which is fun and useful, but it's definitely very silly. So, all right, moving on.
Cyclops Filmmaker.
I remember the angle was really hard to triangulate. I think I took this like 3 or 4 times. And at this point, like, I was laughing because my tooth was perfectly like centered and angled. It was a lot of fun to get it to look like that. What a goof. Look at his hair. Hilarious. Hair-larious. I don't regret that. So with this one, I don't really have a lot to add because I just figured out that they can be 15 seconds long, and I was trying to kind of like make it in time. And so I was just kind of having fun with the filter itself to horse around with it for 15 seconds and then just release that into the world. And that's that.
Big Head Mama says, Happy Father's Day. Gah.
I don't have excuses for this one. I just found the big head effect and I thought it was hilarious, so I just used it, and it happened to be Father's Day, and I was walking home with my kids. Like, I was literally pushing the stroller as I recorded this. I was like, I don't know, I don't have much more to say than this, gah. And so I was like, all right, let it be short then. Clearly you could see the effect isn't perfect. You can see that the neck is over here. How is there a massive fly in here? What just happened? I've been in this room for like hours working, and I just now saw this fly. What is this? Where did you come from? Moving on. You can see that the shadow and the kerning on this is like a slapped together effect. It's not exactly like VFX mastery. Yeah, and it's just kind of messed up over here and here and here. But yeah, it does what it does on the tin. It's fun.
Gah.
Excellent.
We did it, you guys. 1,000 views.
I was so happy that day. I didn't realize that it could be that many views.
Green screen. Yeah.
The green screen effect will come in handy before and again. That was a lot of fun. I was just kind of like playing around with it. So like I said, that I just ran the part where it records me for 15 seconds, and where it stopped, it stopped. I had a lot of fun, and I was very proud of myself because 1,000 views is a lot of views, and I was so happy that like I posted 3 or 4 shorts and they got 1,000 views. That's crazy. That's a lot of eyeballs. So I was very excited that day, and that's why I recorded this one. And I happened to use a new effect, which is the green screen effect, which you can pick any picture for the background and it'll just do that. It didn't, obviously with me running around and moving around like a crazy person, like it didn't key me out very carefully. But besides that, it's actually a pretty solid effect. And so, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to use it, and they do for their shorts. You see those all the time. But I didn't know. It was new to me. I love this one. I love this one so much, but I don't really use it in filmmaking.
It moves with my face.
I know. It moves with the face. It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh. How do I use it in film mode?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll figure it out.
I was so stoked for this one, though. Like, look at it. It's beautiful. And it kind of matched my shirt that day, which was fun. Nice little addition. So I had a lot of fun just playing around with that aspect of it. But honestly, not a lot of use in terms of storytelling for rays that do this. So I haven't used it since. I literally just didn't use it since. But it is a lot of fun. All right, moving on.
This one's fun.
Yes, I learned a lesson on this day.
It pixelates the entire screen. Obviously.
Yeah, it pixelates it. It's literally called pixels.
How would use this effect? What would you do?
Yeah, so I was testing the filters, and you want to know something interesting I learned that day? I got very few views on this one. Why? Because when people they're sitting wherever they're sitting, on the toilet or on the bus or on the whatever, and they're watching views, sometimes without sound, they don't want to see something so dark. Like, this looks unready for public consumption. You know, this looks dark, dim, grim. Look at it. It's like, it's just so drab. You can't really see it too clearly. So, of course, they're going to swipe away and not watch this one. And I learned that day, because this is the first one that I put out that had kind of a dark starter screen. It's all about that first starter screen and the thumbnail, too. Like, if you can control the thumbnail. A lot of YouTube creators really want to have control over the thumbnails for shorts, which I completely now understand. But I didn't know that then. So I just put this one out in the ether, and it didn't get a lot of clicks. And I was like, you know, it's not surprising. I suspect that it's because it's so dark the whole way through. So having it as part of your story, yeah. But having it as the first thing people see, no. Having it as the thumbnail, no. Like, you don't want something that's dark as an advertisement for what it is that your short is about. Nobody likes those dark ones. And I swear it's been consistent that if I have a dark background or a dark filter, those underperform. Those really don't do well at all. So, lesson learned for you. So let's see what the next one's going to be like.
Film noir filter, see?
This is one of my favorites. I really love this one.
I know exactly how to use this filter. What about you? How would you use this in filmmaking? Leave a comment below.
I'm such a goof. Leave a comment below. That's a heck of a freeze frame. No, but I like this filter. And you know what? Also, similar as last time, this one did not perform too well. Like, this one didn't do so bad because black and white is much more common. And also the contrast is more attractive to the eye than that dark one that we had before. So this one did get more views. But usually the ones that have the film noir filter don't do so well. For the same reason that I listed before, is that people don't want to see something drab. I don't know. Maybe it'll change. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I've used this one. It's fun. Film noir is definitely a category in and of itself. So yeah, this was one of my favorites.
X-ray filter, creepy AF.
X-ray filter is still continuously creepy AF.
You have to consider the lighting. Right now my face is totally...
Yeah, it's in shadow. It does the negative.
It looks reversed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use a filter, remember those tricks.
So for the X-ray one, similar thing. The video underperformed because it's dark. Like, look at it. And also weird. I think maybe it's a little off-putting. Like, people usually like to see people's eyes, and here you can't. And the lighting is very definitely weird. So you definitely want to use this effect sparingly. You don't want to just go for it. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting learning experience using this filter because you see what you see. Like, it was just an interesting test to run. Fisheye. I do love a good fisheye.
Hello? Anybody know?
And I wound up using this too. I actually really liked finding this one. I was like, oh, fisheye! I mean, it's right there for you. The fisheye filter. There's not much I can add to it. I really enjoyed it. I like this little vignette on the top and on the bottom. I love the fact that my nose and my face gets all blurry and like blown out and funny. I just like it. It was fun. Next.
Yo, this
Jesus.
one's creepy AF. This one's called Always Smile.
Yeah.
And I can already think of like some horror shorts or something that you could make.
I still
with
want to
it.
make
You know
those,
how
by the way.
horrifying this is.
Yeah, that's pretty horrifying, isn't it? That basically speaks for itself. I actually wrote a little short in my head that I want to do with this filter, and maybe I'll pull it off at some point. And I've used it on some of my subsequent shorts, so it's out there. It got used. Creepy.
Target acquired.
This one's fun.
With extreme caution.
I mean, it's right there in the name.
Beware that tuft of hair at the top.
I forgot about the tuft of hair.
Infrared sensor? Not bad.
Nice. This was fun. I like the colors. I feel like if it were an actual heat map of an infrared, like the temperature distribution would be different, because it was definitely going off of shadow and just a filter. Which, you know, I'm sure there are apps out there that could detect, because phones nowadays have like IR, so you could probably tap into that in some way. But this is a funny filter, and if you light yourself appropriately, you'll get a pretty good effect. Like if you just drop the lights in the background, they'll be darker and colder. And if you fully light your face, like do flat lighting, then you'll get... you could play around with the shape of the light on your face and then really get some... Because obviously heat doesn't come out of your hair, you know? So it should technically be colder here and then brighter here. Anyway, that's just me obsessing. This is a fun filter, though. I haven't used it since, though. I haven't used it since. So, you know, there's an idea for a future short. I think I have some story ideas that could go with it.
This is such
I love this one so much. Oh my god, I was so happy when I found this.
Hey everybody.
Yeah.
I love it.
I instantly found Sparkle Sparkle.
Look at my headband. It's all shiny. Love
Yep.
it. Sparkle Sparkle.
I instantly found Sparkle Sparkle through this. This filter was an instant love for me. Like, there was no question about it. It was love at first filter. It was great. And I've used this filter in several sketches since finding it, because it really is one of my go-to favorites. It's a fun one. It's so ridiculous. It's great. All right, moving on.
Sparkle Sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
This one's funny. It's called Cell Phones. I feel like I'm trapped in
For this one, I found text. Text on the app. Did you see that? Did you catch it? All right. Hold on. Sorry, I may have gone too far.
This one's funny.
And here we are. Ta-da! Text. I found it, and I used it, and it was lovely. Oh, yeah. I had used it in a couple of shorts before, huh? Yeah, I used it on infrared right there. I don't think I used it before. Yeah. So I found it for the infrared one, and I was like, oh, I could do text on these. I found that, like, from watching other people's shorts, as I was researching all of this, I had discovered that, oh yeah, people really like interacting with shorts that have text on them. And I wasn't about to use CapCut or anything for like live action captions or stuff, because one of the games that I decided to play when making my shorts is that I record it on my phone, I edit it in the app, and that's it. That's all I've got time for. That no more than that. So I'm not going to set a computer and chop up previous YouTube videos and throw those up on the thing. Sorry, like, I'm not going to. I want to play. This is my playground. And so whatever I improvise, I improvise. Whatever I can record, I record. I actually swap outfits back and forth. So when you see me with a stash, and then in the next moment I'm wearing a hat, and then you see me with the stash again, it's because I literally put the stash on, recorded my line, took the stash off, put the hat on, recorded my counter, took the hat off, put the stash back on, reframed myself, and recorded the counter to that. Like, that's how I make my shorts. I JVC in the backyard style, like, that's it, in camera, and fully. So when I'm looking at this, I use the effect, I use the text on the top, and that's it. I don't have any sort of post-processing where I do the captions or anything, and I'm not going to, because I literally do not have that kind of time. Like, I need to devote my resources where I can. And so I was happy to find that in the infrared and in this one, and use it with emoji. So it's pretty flexible. It's got a lot of colors. It's got text choices for you. And this weirdo effect has come up once or twice in different shorts, the cell flames themselves. So I was happy that day, because I was like, oh, I'm moving the needle on what I know, like the tools that I'm exploring. So this was silliness, because I didn't really have a story behind it. So I was just shaking the camera to test the motion blur. Yeah. That's it.
What would you use this for? Like
Yeah.
in filmmaking, I mean.
Ah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Put a comment or put some text on the screen so for rewatchability, because sometimes some people won't read fast enough. And it seems like a dirty trick, but at the same time, it's like the shorts are 15 seconds long. So if the text is on the screen for about a second while you're talking, then that's about as fast as the human eye can grok. But the slow readers might have to do a rewatch in order to catch this text. I'm just trying to leave the comment up just as long as I possibly can without feeling like, oh, what was that again? Can I rewind a short? No, not yet. Next.
Did you grow up in
Ah, ha, ha.
Then this filter should be very familiar to you.
Yeah, I remember this.
Old-timey CRT?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
It gives you radiation? That's me.
For serious.
Yeah, I could use this filter in any number of ways.
Yeah, I was actually, when I was recording this, I remember recording this and I'm thinking about The Ring specifically. Anybody who knows the horror, I think it's 2007, am I right? I don't know. Based on the Japanese horror film Ringu. For anybody that didn't know, it was actually a remake. And the girl out of the well and the tape that you can't watch because then you die 7 days later and things like that. And you have to pass on the curse or die yourself. Like, terrible things. But yeah, when she's climbing out of the TV, it's got a very accented filter, very much like this. So that's what I was thinking of when I was recording it. And also, like, I really did get a throwback to my previous days. But also, at the same time that I was recording it, I knew that this video might underperform because of the washed out color scheme that it has. And I was right. It was one of my lower performing videos. And I was like, interesting data collection. This also helps. People like bright, high contrast, colorful, cheerful content. They just gravitate towards that. I think that people who are watching shorts are just in it for the laughs. It's not as like fast paced as TikTok videos, but it definitely still caters to a short attention span, instant dopamine hit. It's candy. It's basically candy. They want a little sugar fix. So that's what this is about. This was weird. I didn't know how this one would do. It didn't do well, oddly enough. I just liked it. It was like moving around. I think this would be great for like dancers who can leave like a track of themselves behind. But which is why I was dancing, because it was so like random. I didn't know that it could do that. And then it cut me out of the background and just did some more like what it does for green screen and then just moved around. And I just kind of I saw this and I started vibing with a song. So technically you could say that this is the first short that I improvised, because I didn't have that song in my head ahead of time at all. Like, I just saw this and I started singing that song and dancing to it. I haven't used this filter since. All right, moving on.
Let me tell you all.
Uh-huh.
Dream
Wayne's World.
I had. Dream I had.
Yep, nailed it.
Duotone. Duotone looks like a music video from the 80s.
It really does. It was reminding me of like, take on me, take on me.
That's it. Last I checked, that's 4 tones.
I did grok that. Yeah, look, because it keeps everything in the background. I thought it was going to duotone everything in it, but I learned that it just duotones the figure. So it does whatever, matting. Like, it missed a piece of my hair here, and then it just ignored the background and kind of made it black and white, which I was like, that is 4 tones. This isn't exactly duotone. This is kind of like, I don't know, a color scheme or something. And it has multiple colors to choose from. That's cool. So in future videos, I actually do use this effect, and I put it in, I got to choose some cheerful colors. This one also, fun fact, underperformed. This video did not get a lot of clicks at all because look at it. It's dark. It's dark. You can't see the person's face. You can barely see that I have a face. So just FYI, not something you want to start your video with. And a useful effect, but don't do this. Not for the whole video.
This is absolutely bonkers.
That was fun.
Bouncy, 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 bouncy.
So I used this one for a short later on down the line. This one I didn't really understand. Like, you can't use this effect for a lot.
What are you even doing? And how would you use this in a film?
Exactly. Like, you can't really use this in a lot of bouncing projects. It's very psychedelic, but because it comes to and from and to and from, like the other one, the waving one, woo, that's a dream. But this is like kind of like making somebody sick, like a yo-yo effect. So I haven't used it since. I haven't found a use for it that made sense in the filmmaking language for me. Oh, here's one, like a Beetlejuice-esque ad. That could work for this. this could work for that. Maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll think of a short just for this and see if I can pull it off.
I don't know. Happy 4th of July.
This is all I wanted to do. It was so cute. This was just like a cute little sparkle accented effect. And I used this, and it happened to be 4th of July, so of course I was wishing people a 4th of July. And with little fireworks. It's literally called fireworks. So this was kind of like perfect. And I didn't overstay my welcome. I realized, hey, man, don't waste people's time. Don't try to like do filler text all the time just because you're looking for content, trying to fill up those watch hours. No, man, just wish people a happy 4th of July and make your merry way. And so that's all I did. And I like this one. I said sparkle, still referencing the other one, but still, I mean, they are sparkly and adorable. So yeah, this was just a short and sweet one. I was happy that I could put in the announcements and stuff, but I also was worried, hey man, this might not perform very well. Because again, with shorts, people like to see the faces of the people that they're watching. It's very important to make sure that if you're pulling off shorts, put your face front and center as the first frame. All the times that I had objects as my first frame, those videos didn't do well. All the time where the filters looked like this, either obfuscated or dark or both or pixelated or something off, they underperformed. Like you can see my face, but you have to squint. And on a face of a phone, like it's just not going to happen. So this video didn't do very well. So just FYI.
Either be square.
No, I forgot.
I see.
Yes. I gotta tell you, I was worried about this one underperforming or like appealing to a horror crowd or creeping people out. I was right. It creeped people out. I got so many comments about that eyeball being creepy. It was no joke. Like it scared people. All right, next up.
Can't talk now. I'm having a dance party.
Yep. This one I have used many times since then. I love this one. I love the purple and the green. I like the way it frames the face. I like the way it dances. If you'll notice that hidden cut there that just happened, I was very excited that day because I was like, oh, I can pause this and then record again. I found the multi-take editing, which was great because then I was like, oh, I could say a sentence, pause the recording, reposition, reframe, say another sentence, pause the recording, do the same thing over and over again. And I was very excited when I figured that out because that opens up opportunities. That's what it does, is that you can storytell now and in the app, which I was very excited about. So it was more than just filters. It was discovering that this app could help me tell stories a little bit. Like it reframed the rules for me. It was like this thing, you could tell stories with multiple characters now because you could swap in between and you don't have to worry about editing it. It's just there. So I was happy about that. So that's why.
Drop a comment below. This one is called
I use this one too.
Very How would you use this filter? Definitely kind of got this memento vibe.
Yes, it does. It's all weird and trippy.
Comment below.
I love the color choices for this one. It kind of accentuates the blue and the purple and the green in this, which is why I chose this color for the text on top. I like this one. I used it a couple times since finding it. It's interesting, it's fun, and it's not as stark as the dance one before. So, here you go. Oh, this video bombed. This video was one of my worst. Because this one's weird. It, like, you don't see the faces in every single time. Like, I'm in the center face, but that's it. And then here, like, I like the close-up because you can actually see my eye. But that video filter is not cute at all. Like, it's terrible. And the video shows it. Like, the metrics on this one was... Nobody watched this video. Despite the fact that it's colorful. So there you go. A little food for thought for you. Alright, moving on. Ha! This one's fun.
And it's absolutely hilarious. I actually really like this one. I think
yeah,
I know exactly
this one's called Censored.
Obviously, I don't think...
The funny thing is I haven't used it since. Oh, except for one short. I used it one time for one short. And it was like a throwaway gag. So you wouldn't think that it'd be super useful. And I'm not one to curse on my channel. Like sometimes something will slip out. But most of the time I try to keep this like PG-13 language. So this filter was fun. But if I use it again, I might have to have some sort of story thing. And not only that, but This is one area where doing it JVC style, in camera editing style, is actually a limiting factor because I can't add beeps in post. So I can't leverage this filter because it would be funnier, obviously, if you have the beep, 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 beep. And maybe I'll just walk around saying beep, 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 beep. Like maybe that could be a future short of some kind. But short of that, it's not going to be easy to make a story out of it because of that limiting factor. So I won't be able to add sounds in post. Yeah, it's one area where it limits me a little bit. All right.
Too hard to figure out. But I really like the variety in the way that it censors my
I do enjoy that too.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And this one's called Retro OS, which I find
Again, flat, gray, no contrast. Underperformed. This video underperformed because of this thing. And you can see my face clearly in it. It's just that it's low res.
So I just got back from the doctor and he says I drink too much coffee.
This one's called Eyes Always Open or something like that.
Like that of a hummingbird.
Oh, did never blink.
I feel perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Very, very fine.
So I think you can see that I'm chomping at the bit to like start storytelling a little bit more with these because I'm starting to try to emote through the filters and tell more of a story, which is good. But yeah, I'm starting to jump at the bit. Like I figured out, hey man, at this point in the journey, like I'm 25 in, right? I'm 25 shorts in. I've done this 25 times. And now I'm starting to get the hang of it. I figured out a little bit about text, a little bit about the editing, about the capabilities of the filters themselves, about how good they are, about the app being 15 seconds and 60 seconds. So now I've got the world of possibility. And this filter, the never blink, was just kind of a comedy opportunity. So I thought I'd give it a try about like, oh, I never, the doctor says I'm perfectly fine. In fact, I think I should have some more coffee. And then it cut me off right at the end there, which is pretty funny. And I just left it.
I think I need some more.
Yeah, it cut me off. And I just left it because I was like, I think people will get the joke. And yeah, so I was having a lot of fun. At this point, like I really am starting to think, okay, I get it now. And my brain was starting to craft stories using these tools. So let's see what next I did.
I found editing.
Yep. So now I used multiple. See, I'm really chomping at the bit to create some stuff. So I was doing different ones. Yep. And this is all like in camera. Like I said, no, I forgot I ended it that way. I love it. And now I was like, okay, this is the last one. And I also used the editing. So I used the multiple filters. See? See? I'm really chomping at the bit.
So the question is,
yeah, I love it.
If you could have any
text.
filmmaking course at all, what would you
And I do want to do a filmmaking course. Like, just FYI, I do want to make a filmmaking course. And I want to put it out for free. And I want to make it in 2024. Hopefully. Like, wish me luck, guys. But I need some more resources to make that happen. So I'm working on that because I already know what courses I want to start with. It's going to be all beginner level, and I know the first 3 that I would want to attack, but they take a lot to pull together, and I can't do it by myself. So, I mean, I could, but they won't be very high quality, and I want to put out a high quality course, like something that could compete with some paid courses that are already out there. But I want to make it available to people that can't afford it. That's the honest truth. I don't think that knowledge should be gate kept. And here everything is so commercialized, and I'm just trying to do my part like I can, so I will. Or at least I hope I will, because 2024. We'll see. All right, wish me luck, guys. Support the channel. Make it happen. Anyway. So yeah, so here's me chomping at the bit, and I'm using multiple effects here.
leave a comment below?
And yeah, that's it. So that's the first 30 shorts that I did. And yeah, I mean, I think you get the hang of what's going on. I learned about what people like and people don't like. I learned about the videos that bombed and the tricks that I could do to make myself more appealing to somebody who's just kind of scrolling through, like what will make them stop, what will make them watch, and maybe even rewatch. Like, I like funny things. I like things that are subverting expectations. I kind of like the wholesome comedy a lot better than like dirty comedy or anything like that. That's what comes out of my brain. And so I'm just going to go with that. Like, no shade being thrown at anybody who drops F-bombs in their, 15 stand-up bits or whatever. I just, that's not what my brain does. So I used the tool for the 30 days. I discovered what it does. I figured out what I want to do with it, because I know that I could go out there with my fancy cameras and do a better job recording. and maybe make something that could go viral. But there's a ton of stuff like that already out there, and to be perfectly frank with you, that's not what I want to do. I want to play, I want to improvise, I want to write, I want to act, and I want to do all of that in as short a time as possible. So that's what I've been doing. And not only that, but it leaves me enough time to be able to make videos like this one, where I can talk a little bit more about what did I do. I can share some BTS, I can share some tutorials, I can share some information, some knowledge, on top of being creatively fulfilled with ridiculousness like this, you know? So as fun as it was to take a tour down memory lane, these are the only shorts where I'm exploring the app. So the rest of the shorts that we're going to do together in subsequent videos, in future videos, we're going to talk about like the compilation videos that I did and sort of more creative storytelling journey BTS that I'll share with you at that point. This is more informational based on what I learned in using the app. So the rest of it will be more creatively focused. I hope you like this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, help support the channel so that I can make those courses happen next year. We live in a capitalist society. Some stuff that helps keep the lights on. If you can help the channel out, use some Amazon affiliate links below, buy some camera gear if you're in the market, don't spend money you don't have. You know, little things that you can do to help push the needle forward and help make those courses come to life. And I hope you enjoyed all this, and join me next time when I do more director's commentaries like this. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Check out our Ko-fi page, subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Friendly Filmmaker is a Tuba Creations production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Mastodon. And if you like what we do, consider supporting us on Ko-fi with either a one-time donation or a membership. Members get all sorts of great perks. Check out ko-fi.com/friendlyfilmmaker for more. That's ko-fi.com/friendlyfilmmaker. Thanks for watching.